Hello everyone, welcome to PyNet Labs, and we are back again with the Q&A series which we are conducting every Sunday live 8 p.m. So in today's Q&A series, we are going to talk about quick questions which are related to the metrics of the routing protocols. So as we are taking it from the CCNA perspective, so I have added some questions in this Q&A series, which will help you understand the metric verifications and some kind of calculations that which protocol is going to work on what kind of algorithm and as well as what type of metric they are going to use for the best path selection mechanism. So this Q&A series is going to be about all these metric verifications and calculations. So let's get started with here, guys. The very first question, which is the question number 71, that says which metric is typically used by link state routing protocols to determine the best path. So we have some options here. Now you guys take your time and write the answer on the comment box. So guys, as per this question, the correct answer, it is going to be the option number B, that says bandwidth, because link state routing protocols such as OSPF and ISIS, we do have these two protocols. They typically use multiple metrics to determine their best path, but these metrics may include a rest of the other options as well. But technically we are going to say that bandwidth will be the one, because while bandwidth is indeed a common metric which is used by these protocols, it is something not only the one, like other metrics, delay, which measures the time it takes a packet to traverse to a link, and also these can be considered, but therefore the correct answer depends on the specific routing protocol and its configurations. So as per this one, the correct answer is going to be the option number B. Now going back to the question number 72, it says in AIGRP, what is feasible successor? So we have some options here. Option number A says router that is eligible to become primary successor, and a backup route that meets the feasibility condition, a router with the lowest metric, and a router which is elected as a primary successor. So the correct answer for this question, that is going to be your option number B, a backup route that meets the feasibility condition, because it is something you can say that in EIGRP, a feasible successor is a backup route to the primary one, and to the primary we call it as successor route that has to meet the feasibility condition. So there is a condition in EIGRP, you must know that. So over here, the correct answer is going to be the option B, that says a backup route that meets the feasibility condition. That's the correct answer. Now going to the question number 73, it says in EIGRP, what is the primary factor which is used to calculate the composite metric? So we have some options here: bandwidth and delay, hop count, reliability, and load cost. So we know that in EIGRP, it is going to use five parameters, or you can say five K values, which completely we call it as the composite metric, which includes bandwidth and delay, reliability and load is also there, and cost and hop count, they belong to different routing protocol, right? So as in here, we can say the correct answer is going to be bandwidth and delay, because in the composite metric used by to EIGRP to just calculate the route preference, it basically depends by default on bandwidth and delay. So the metric formula takes into account on, both the minimum bandwidth and total delay along the path. And the actual formula is used more in, you can say, while involving other various parameters, but bandwidth and delay, they are the primary factors. So this is what the correct answer we have. Now, question number 74. What is the function of SPF algorithm in OSPF? So we got some options here, which is assigning IP address, no, not really, calculating the shortest path, resolving MAC addresses to IP address, and then we have this. Then we have this option number D that says transmitting the data packets. So as in here, the correct answer we are going to say for this one, it is going to be the option number B, because SPF algorithm is used in OSPF to calculate the shortest path to each destination within the network. So OSPF is a link state routing protocol, and SPF algorithm is employed to determine the best path to reach all the network destinations based on the information which is provided by the link state database. So correct answer we got in here, which is option number B. Now going back to the question number 75, it says which protocol operates at the transport layer of OSI model, which provides reliable connection oriented communication. So you all know that the correct answer for this is the TCP, because TCP is something we say reliable and connection oriented, whereas UDP is connectionless and ICMP is used to check ping and echo request, right? So correct answer for the question 75 is option number A. Now, on the question number 76, what is the default gateway used for in the network? So guys, in the network, if we talk about the use case of default gateway, there are some options, but let's try to understand the explanation first. See, default gateway is just a kind of, IP address which we are going to provide towards the device. Usually you can say it will be there on the router that serves as an exit point for traffic leaving one network and entering another network. So it is used to route the data between two devices on a local network, and the devices can be on external networks as well. When the device is on a local network, needs to communicate with the device on different networks, such as you can say internet, it sends the data to the default gateway, which then forwards the data to appropriate destination. So according to the options, you can say that the correct answer will be option number D, which says routing the traffic to other networks, which is the correct answer. Now, question number 77. What command is used to test the network connectivity by sending ICMP request? NSLOOKUP, traceroute, ipconfig, these are not the commands, right? So we know that to check the connectivity, the ping is the command. We are going to use that. So the option C is the correct answer, which will, like you can say, ping is somewhere used to test the network connectivity by sending some ICMP echo request to whatever the targeted host IP address you are going to try and ping with. So it is a kind of, utility tool to check whether a specific host is reachable, or it is, just to measure the round trips for the packets to travel from source to destination and back. So option C is going to be the correct answer, ping, which helps us in checking the network connectivity by sending the ICMP echo request. Now, what does the term subnetting refers to in networking? We have some options here. You guys read these options. We have first one, dividing a network into smaller and logical segments, and B says connecting two networks to increase the bandwidth. C says assigning IP address dynamically. No, DHCP is responsible for that. And configuring a router for secure communication. No, not really. We have different protocols for this one. So subnetting is just a kind of term, guys, which divides a network into smaller logical segments. Option A is the correct answer, because in networking practice, we, we can say, like, it is referred to divide the large network into smaller and more manageable segments, and this is just done by improving the network, like just done for improving the network performance, and saving the wastage of IP addresses as well. And also it will effectively utilize the address space. Every subnet, you can say, functions as its own logical network, and devices within the same subnet can communicate directly without the need for routing as well. So dividing a network into smaller logical segments is the correct answer for this question. Now, what is the purpose of metric in routing protocols? To determine the route with the lowest IP node, to calculate the cost of reaching the destination, to assign a priority to the router, to identify the router with the highest bandwidth. See guys, what does basically the metric is a term that is used in terms of routing protocols, and what's the purpose of that? It's like you can say every routing protocol is going to have a unique metric, right? Whereas in you can say that it is just going to take care of one thing, that from this particular source to that particular destination we have to reach that. So just to figure that out, all the routing protocols are going to have some algorithms, right? So all those algorithms are going to figure that out, that what is going to be the shortest and best path. So for that, the option number B is the correct answer. Just it said that to calculate the cost of reaching a destination. That's what your answer, which is option number B for question number 79. Now, going back to the last question number 80. So guys, here we have the question number 80. That's the last question, which is what is the administrative distance of a routing protocol used for? So as in here, if we talk about the administrative distance, every protocol is going to have something we call it as ED value. So it's just a kind of thing which is used in routing for determining the trustworthiness and the reliability of the routing information, which is basically going to come from the source. Or you can say, yes, guys. So for this question number 80, we have the correct answer. That is the option number B, which says to determine the trustworthiness of the routing source. So as in here, the administrative distance in routing protocols is used to determine the trustworthiness and reliability of, a routing information source. And usually it is measured in routing protocols by providing some particular values. Every routing protocol is going to have some unique and by default defined value that is going to help them considering and giving them more trustworthiness. So in context of a router, let's say receiving routing information from multiple sources, the router will prefer the routes with lower administrative distance first by default, which makes a good kind of thing in the network if multiple routing protocols are there while making a forwarding decisions. So the correct answer is going to be the option number B, that is to determine the trustworthiness of a routing source from the terms of administrative distance. Those are used in terms of AD value. So this is what guys basically we have with this Q&A series. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. In case if you have any questions and queries, feel free to reach out in the comment box. We'll be there to answer your queries. So once again, thank you. We'll be again back live 8 p.m. next Sunday. Thank you.